Hello everyone, Basic Ollie here, hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to another GT Sport video. Today we are going to be tackling the Nordschleife. Before we go there though, let's have a quick look at the rankings. As you can see, I'm currently P2, just 30 points behind Dino and well ahead, fortunately, of James, Adventure Racing, and Rory, here he is. So our little competition with the other YouTubers, with James and Rory, going well so far. We're currently sat P2 for Ford. Potentially could get P1 after this video, we shall see, So we're going to need some big boy points. So in first place, you can see there's 298 points up for grabs. However, the problem that we do have, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is the car that we're in, which is the Ford Mustang. Now this thing is very limited to tracks it's actually good at, and this is certainly not one of them, if not one of the worst. So you really need an agile, nimble car to do well around this track, and the Ford Mustang is far from it. So as we jump into race 1 of this video, qualifying's a bit of a strange one. As you go round, there's tyre wear that's still on, so as you go around some of these corners, you literally go at a snail's pace to try and save your front tyres. You can see I changed the brake bias to the rear. So we get on with our qualifying lap, but you can see here's my first mistake here. Just going through the first sector horribly over the curb there, and then here as well, this last sector, this last 3/4 of a lap, you're going to see this is, I want to emphasise to you just how poor the Mustang is. It's very heavy through here, sluggish. I go through this right-hander, should easily be doing over 100 miles per hour as we go through the right-hander, and just nowhere near it. It was about low 90s, which is nowhere near the pace you want to be if you're in a different car. For example, like a 2026, and I make a mistake there actually. Go a little bit wide, touch the grass, rear end steps out, and that does cost us time. But the issue with the car is, like I said, it's just not nimble enough. But in this qualifying lap, I actually don't feel like I made too many mistakes. So yeah, as you can see, it's hard to point out, but unless you've done this race, I want to leave this in there, because unless you've done this race, you'll kind of see just how sluggish this thing is. I'm doing my absolute best here. There's no doubt about that. I've made one or two mistakes in this qualifying lap, but it still felt quick. So we're going to skip to the end now, and as I cross the finishing line here, which I thought was a good time in this car, at 7:04.4, that did, it did put us P4 or P7, I should say. But after a while, as you can see, the standings put us down to P14. Now you see this Monaco guy here. Keep an eye on him, because he's going to play a big part in the video later on. So remember the name. So, this is race 1. We're going to jump into the race, see how we get on. We do need some big points in this, we do, and we're starting in P14, and it's not looking good so far. But listen, if it didn't go well, I wouldn't be making a video, would I? Or would I? That's the question. Would I do a video if we were right at the back? Maybe. We'll see. So anyways, on the back of the Aston Martin, a few V8 Vantages actually, and I think they were a car that had the same sort of issue as I did. Not as nimble as you want to be around the Nordschleife, around all 154 corners. As the Advantage goes into the back of the black one there, we get a slight nudge from Jack behind us. I know that wasn't intentional. He gets himself a 1 second penalties for his woes. We go for, I don't even know, I've literally tried to find like a map on Google where it tells you what the track number is, the corner number or whatever, but just nothing. It will tell you how many corners there are on the track, but there's nothing, so I can't unfortunately tell you what corner number we're going through here. It'd be pretty cool if I could find one. I'm sure someone will tell me in the comments. So this guy goes wide on the left hand side because of the Aston Martin going off, and I try and sneak up the inside of the right hand side, and I don't have enough space to go around the outside, and the rear end of the Mustang steps out once more. Tyres probably aren't warmed up enough, and I lose a bit of time there, but we haven't lost the position, which is the main thing. So we're going to go through this right-hander here. Very difficult to take, actually. You take the inside of the curb there. Mustang, even at these kind of speeds, you can feel the understeer coming into effect, and that dodge, as we all know in Gran Turismo at the moment, the Group 4 dodge is an absolute weapon. So it's the last thing really I want behind me. You can see there's a gaggle of cars up ahead fighting. This left-hander, as it claims a victim here. You're just going to see Jack, look, he's just going to come flying past us. Look at that. Absolutely yeeted himself into the shadow realm. He is gone. He is not coming back from that. It's that was quite a fail on that one. He's completely and utterly missed his breaking point there. Thankfully, he didn't take us out. I know Jack, so I know he would never do that intentionally. But we move on. We move forward. So we're into P13 now, aren't we? Yes, we are. And we are on the back of this Aston Martin Vantage as we're going to go side by side here. Thankfully, the slipstream has pulled me along as we're halfway through this first lap, and it's going to put me into P12. So we're just going to sneak past him here. It's a slow overtake. Oh, don't get me wrong, it was a slow overtake, but it was an overtake nonetheless. So we'll go up to P12 now. Exactly what we want to see. Lovely stuff. And then by the end of the lap, we've actually caught up with the group of cars here. What amazed me actually was that after lap 1, as you can see, we're within 9 seconds of the leader still. Now normally that would sound a lot, you know, after one lap, but because we're at the Nordschleife, it's completely and utterly different. What track has 154 corners, for Christ's sake? Well, this one does. You can see the Ferrari makes a mistake, and somehow I managed to sneak up the inside of both of them. So that is going to be my move of the video, that one, because that was quite good to manage to find the gap there and sneak up the inside, both of them. I'll take it. So that's 2 positions for free. So that's a nice little move down there. Wasn't expecting it. Ferrari makes some sort of error, collects the Italian, bloody Russian, collects a Russian, and yeah, I am fortunate enough to take advantage of that and get myself into the top 10. But unfortunately, I don't really have the top end that I needed, considering that the Ferrari comes straight back at me, and it literally tried to give him as much space as it can. He makes a really audacious and ambitious move around the outside of that corner. We're doing about 150, 160, and amazingly, fair play to the Brit, by the way, absolutely fair play. He's made that move stick, and he's gone around the outside. Absolutely fantastic stuff. So we're going to move forward again once more, because obviously the Nordschleife is well, to say it's long is an understatement. So again, we get the move done further on, and I've got to be honest with you guys, it was 50-50. I tried to give him as much room as I can there, so fingers crossed. You see that I was trying to be as fair as I possibly can as we went through there. But again, moving along a little bit forward here, we're side by side with the Russian, and we're going to go through here. We're going at such high speeds. He hits me, then I hit him, and then I lose control. And unfortunately, I collide with him, and as he goes across the grass, he gets reset, and that's going to plop him down all the way to P12. So I do apologise for that incident, mate. If you're watching, I do hold my hands up on that one. We're both going so quick, and there was a bit of contact with both of us, but yeah, maybe I was a bit too audacious, or I'm not quite sure what the word is, but yeah, maybe a little bit too ambitious to go for that move there. I thought it was there. Desperate stuff, but I should have known better, to be honest with you, and it's gained me one position, but you lost quite a few, so my apologies and condolences, shall we say. Anyways, second race of the video then, and the final one. So as we go through qualifying here, I'm trying to find someone who's quick, and then I spot this guy here. Do you remember our guy earlier from the first race, this Monaco guy, the Italian? He got pole position in the first race that I did. So I thought, you know what, best thing to do here is stick with him. So we're on our qualifying lap now. We're going to go through a lap as such of the Nürburgring or the Nordschleife. I'm not going to try and commentate over the straights because there'll be literally nothing to talk about. So I'll zoom through those and I'll show you exactly where I was losing time. So the first sector then, we're not doing too bad actually. Anytime we do lose, we do gain it again in the slipstream, taking all the curbs, taking as much of the curb as we can, trying to minimise the steering input, because this thing is she's a big old girl, so you want to try and keep her under control and avoid understeer as much as you possibly can. This corner here, you can see the exit speed that he gets, but once more as we go on the straight, the Mustang is just going to pull it in because of the top end through this fast left hand, 155 miles per hour, braking hard, not the cones, but just as the curb starts to disintegrate and such, or end. And we managed to stay on back of him through that right hander as well, which again was a bit of a concern for me because I didn't know about the brakes. Again, one more straight, managed to get right up behind him, and this is again somewhere you're going to see much later on the brakes. The car's much more nimble and he can get through here, but I actually did pretty well in the Mustang, I have to say. This inside curb there, you can cut it a lot, to be fair. As long as you don't get all 4 wheels on the curb, you're fine, you're absolutely fine. This left hander here then, again, Toyota more nimble. You see the little changes in not performance, but you can see the gap in the cars. Not so much time-wise, but you'll see he gains a car length or so just coming out of certain corners. This sector here, I was really worried I was gonna lose him, because there's quite a few breaking points and sweeping corners at high speed where the Mustang was gonna basically fail. No, almost. You see, I clipped the inside of the curb Horrendous understeer, nearly went off on the left hand side, collected myself in the barrier, but thankfully managed to slam the brakes, get the car straight just in time, managed to keep the slipstream and catch up with the guy here. So you can see as we went through that downhill left-hander, almost 3/4 of a second, and I thought at this point, you know, I was a goner, but thankfully I'm just with it. So up through this uphill right-hander then, collecting the curb slightly, car kind of gets a little bit of air, but not too much. Zoom through here, as again, Mustang is going to have the performance on the straights to catch up with the Toyota, breaking way after the cones there. They're utterly useless on the left-hand side. This right-hander here, it's kind of like a... You don't really see the exit of it until you're about 3/4 of the way through. So you can easily turn out and go too wide. This long straight here, as you can see, easy to catch up with the Toyota once more as we go through the right-hander and then prepare ourselves for the first carousel on this absolutely awesome track. I'll have to find out what corner number this is actually, because that'll be a good reference point. So yeah, I found out on here actually on this game you kind of want to stay not so much on the tarmac, the pavement or whatever in the middle. I'm not quite sure technically what it is, but you kind of want one wheel at the bottom. It seems to be faster in this game, I don't know why, but if you manage to just keep the car as close to that bottom part as you can, it seems pretty quick. So at this moment here, I'm over halfway through, I'm 3/4 through, and I'm feeling pretty confident. This is looking good. We can set sub 7-minute time here. But this is where the Mustang really struggles, like I said earlier. So you're really going to see the difference through this left-hander here. This car, look at this. Honestly, the Toyota's so much more nimble, and I seem to have lost like 2-3 tenths through one corner, and then through this one as well. Absolutely lost it again, and it's not like I felt like I could drive this thing any quicker. But there you go. There's a 3/4 of a second gap, and it's gone. It's straight away through this right-hander as well. Coming on to this mini straight on the curbs on the left-hand side, just had no chance. You can see by the end of the lap. We've only really improved by a second, so we're 1.1 seconds quicker, I believe, compared to our previous attempt. But this only puts us P13 this time. So, try as I might, following the fastest guy. This guy, he only got P6. I will say this lobby was a lot tougher, this one. I think the points on offer in this lobby were about 320, so the points were higher. There's no doubt about that. So this is a tougher lobby. When I did the first lobby, I was the fastest rated driver in there, so the highest rating was number 1. This one I'm number 12. I've got about 64,000 driver rating, something like that at the moment. So, yeah. Anyways, as we go through this race, you can see the guy we followed actually made a big mistake going through the right banker there. So that's pushed us up to P12 now. So we've gained 1 position straight away, which is, I say straight away, it's about a minute, about 2 minutes into the race. You know how long this darn track is. So we're going to follow the Russian here, make sure I don't actually yeet him off and destroy him this time and send him, he's obviously got back from the shadow realm. I don't know how he's still here, but he's managed to come back, so that's good. If he knows how to get back, I'm sure he can tell us the secret of doing it, because there's been a lot of people sent there and not many people have come back. So yeah, I'm all over the back of this guy. End up giving him a little bit of a nudge. He's in the Citroen, which I have to say is not a favourite car of mine at all. I really don't like that thing. And the fact the cockpit view as well, absolutely ridiculous. Almost like squinting if you're trying to look out at it. So the cockpit view is just unrealistic. You just never, no racing driver's going to get in that thing. Yeah, we're going to do well in this thing. It's just awful. It's just an awful cockpit. Anyways, I'm talking rubbish. So we forward ahead, and you can see the Russian's going to go for the inside move, and I'm going to follow him. We're going to get sneak past Ferrari. We have to make sure that we get in front of the Ferrari for the first carousel, and we're just about nick in front of him here, which is absolutely awesome. A little bit of a nudge. Now, unfortunately, because of that move, somehow the Russian has managed to land himself with a 3-second penalty, which seems extremely harsh, so I do feel for him. I yeeted him in the first race, and then he's got that. And then we just go ahead again. This guy here, I think there's a Spaniard there in the Honda NSX, just once more has been claimed by the Nordschleife. It's claimed another victim, and that puts us up to P10 now, which is absolutely awesome. Now we're going to go on the back straight here. This right-hander, I believe the best exit is to get 2 wheels on the grass on the right-hander here, and just about, if you want to say it did or not, I don't know, but we just about get a nice exit onto the straight. But unfortunately, that guy's going to serve his penalty, and that's going to put us to P9. And nothing really happened that lap, so we skip ahead again, and I've just overtaken this Porsche here of Got Max Power, and this is going to put us up to P8, which is really good in the Mustang. We just managed to get past him. I just have to block Max off here, make sure he doesn't retaliate, and we've just about done that. And that means we're going to cross the line here and get a stupendous P8 in my opinion. Doesn't sound a lot, But trust me, in this car, P8, I will take it. And I got 220 points in that race, I believe. So I'll take a P8. I really, really will. And I honestly, it was the best. I didn't bother going again because there was no point. There's no way I can improve on that. I knew my limitations. That Mustang was getting me nowhere anytime quick. So I'm happy with that. I hope you guys are as well. And I do hope you enjoyed this video. I put a lot of effort into racing this track. I did several attempts, but this was my best one. And yeah, I just thought I'd show you the highlights of 2 races. I did like 3 or 4 entries, but the other ones, I was just stuck. I was going absolutely nowhere, so it would have been rubbish. So I've included my 2 best races here, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please leave a like, subscribe if you are new around here, and I'll see you for the next one. Take care, guys. Have a good one. Ta-da.